Yo, 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 what's up? It's your boy One Arm. Today we're bringing you week 3 power rankings on the new Benched channel. Um, it was a crazy week, too. Oh my god. My Cowboys had that crazy win. So many injuries. I cannot believe how many big names have gone down. And so, yeah, we're definitely going to get into the power rankings, starting off with Uh, we're gonna start off with the Jets. I still think, I still think the Jets probably might go 0-16. I don't see them winning many games. They might win one, but with just that squad they have, I just don't see it doing. I mean, they're still staying in games, but they just aren't winning. Up next, we have the Giants. Now, the Giants, I could easily see going 0-16 as well. The thing is they just signed Devonta Freeman to replace Saquon, who went down with a MCL or his MCL. Yeah. So hopefully, Freeman can come in and carry the workload. But we have the Giants here. Like I said, these two might switch back and forth throughout the year. Up next, I think they need to switch to Tua. I haven't seen very much from Fitzmagic. I mean, they're still scoring, they're putting points up, but you know that defense isn't keeping teams from scoring on them, which is what they spend a lot of their money on. Up next, we have where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? We have the Washington Redskins. Now dang it, can't call them that. We have the Washington football team. Sorry, my apologies. It's just habit. But we have Washington up next at 29. Ah, man. Other than that defensive line, I just don't see anything too crazy. I mean, Scary Terry's still scary. The dude can still ball out. I think they need a new quarterback. I'm just not a fan of Haskins, and I don't think they'll win with him. Up next, we have the Panthers. Now, Panthers are interesting. Christian McCaffrey's out for I think 4 to 6 weeks with an ankle sprain or a leg injury. I can't remember exactly what they said it was. I think it's an ankle sprain. But he's out 4 to 6 weeks, so they're gonna have Davis come in and play for him. Can that team win without McCaffrey? We're gonna see. Teddy Bridgewater, we're gonna see if he can shoulder the load and put more of the weight on his throwing arm other than McCaffrey's legs. A team that's been hit by injury a lot is the Denver Broncos. We have them at 27. Denver Broncos lost Cortland Sutton. They lost Von Miller at the beginning. The last week they lost Sutton. Drew Lock went down with a shoulder sprain. So if you're part of the Denver team, man, you need to start start getting a little worried, because I think at one point in time last week they were talking about Royce Freeman being the quarterback, and I love Royce, hometown kid, but at 26 we have the Jags. Now Jags are interesting because they had a chance to win last week. I had them drop quite a bit, but they had a chance of winning last week and they didn't. Well, I want to bring up what the score was. I think they lost by 1, and I think they went for it. And they lost to the Titans, mind you. They lost to the Titans. It wasn't like they lost to a bad team losing to a bad team. They just lost to a good team that they. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we had the Jags fall down a little bit. They lost to the Titans in a pretty close game. I mean, they held Henry to under 100 yards. I mean, Tannehill had a day. I think he had like 4 touchdowns, close to, not 400 yards, but he was up there. So yeah, we had him drop down one into the next slot. Up next, we have the Bengals. The Bengals, Joe Burrow. I think they can win. I just don't think they've realized it yet, Granted, they lost to Baker. That Bengals defense is really bad. Sorry, we got a new little puppy, and you can hear him in the background. Up next, a team that is shockingly bad and for some reason can't win a game are the Vikings. We have the Vikings at 24. It's just crazy. Cousins just... I don't think they're going to win with Cousins, which is kind of heartbreaking. I think it's Cousins' time to leave. I think Cousins might be leaving pretty soon. Up next, we have the Lions. My thing with the Lions are the defense isn't bad. The offense isn't bad. Just they're not finding ways to win games. They're losing games. They're finding ways to lose games, right? And so we can't have that. You gotta find a way to win games, especially in the NFL. Because the weeks only get harder because guys are getting hurt early now. So but up next we have the Browns. Now the Browns, I had them come up how many spots? Let me check my list. They came up quite a bit of spots. They looked good. That two-headed monster that they have at running back is pretty crazy. If Baker can get everyone popping off like he did last week, I think they'll do really well. I just really think the Browns are better than all these teams here due to injuries. It'd be another story if the Broncos weren't injury plagued. The Panthers weren't injury plagued, But we have the Browns at 22. Up next, we're gonna put the Bears at 21. Now, here's my thing with the Bears. I still don't believe in Trubisky. I just don't. I don't know. I just don't think he's the right fit for that quarterback. There seems to be some troubles with Allen Robinson. I don't think Allen Robinson wants to be there anymore. So if I'm the Bears, I might be trying to trade him somewhere. Trying to get something for him. Maybe the Patriots. Trade him to the Patriots. Oops. But yeah. So at 21 we have the Bears. At 20 we are going to have the Chargers. Now the Chargers. Man, Herbert looked good, didn't he? Herbert looked good. 1 touchdown, 311 yards, 1 interception, but it was one of those interceptions that you learn from. The kid tried to make a play, threw cross body, cross field, and it got picked. You have to make that throw to learn that you cannot make that throw. Most of the time you can't do it unless your name is Patrick Mahomes. But Herbert looked good, and guess what? They gave the Chiefs a run for their money, right? That defense was going at him. You could tell they were playing hard because, man, by overtime, Bosa needed so much time to rest. He looked like he was gassed. And I think they go for it on 4th and 1. They get it, and I think they win the game. But, you didn't believe in your team. You kicked the ball. Your defense kind of buckled under the pressure. They were tired. And just the Chiefs won, I was very impressed with Herbert. And we have the Chargers at 20. Up next, we have the Eagles. Oh, man, the Eagles are crazy because they should be winning these games, right? They shouldn't be losing how they're losing. They were up, 18 points, 17 points to Washington. And just last week they looked bad. Carson Wentz just looks, I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't want to play football anymore. What I'm seeing from Carson Wentz, he just doesn't look like the same player he was. Maybe he's afraid to run. Maybe he's afraid of getting hurt. Who knows? But we have the Eagles at 19. Up next, we have the Texans going to be at 18. Ah, man, don't you hate when you accidentally click button and it does that? But yeah, so we have the Texans at 18. They just don't look that good. I just don't like the Texans. They have no receiving weapons. Maybe they should trade for Allen Robinson. Um, at some point in time, Watson's gonna get. He's just gonna not be able to. They're not gonna be able to score any points, and that's what we're starting to see now. Up next we have the Falcons. Now, to be fair, Falcons should have won the game against Cowboys. I'm not sure if they just didn't know they could pick up the ball, but they really, really, really gave us that game, and I thank you. Julio Jones looked a little injured at the end of it, so he might be a little beat up. And yeah, but so up next we're gonna have the Colts at 16, right? Phillip Rivers needs to stop throwing interceptions. That poor team should be 2-0 now if Phillip Rivers would stop throwing interceptions. But of course, Phillip Rivers is Phillip Rivers, and he throws interceptions. Just what you get when you get Phillip Rivers. At 15, we have the Raiders. I think the Raiders are gonna win the well. I don't know if they're gonna win the division. They're definitely gonna be second in the division. But the Raiders look good. They played the Saints on Monday night. They were down. I think it was, what was it, 14-0 or 10-0, and then they just came back. Man, that team, Waller. Waller's such a good story. From what happened, what he did to where he's at now. Love that story. Up next, we have the Cardinals. Now the Cardinals are scary looking. Hopkins, scary. Kyler Murray, scary. Drake looks good. The defense has to stop letting teams score, and this team would definitely be in the running. The Titans. Now I have the Titans falling all the way down to what, 13, right? 2019, 18, 17, 13. Yeah. Man, I don't know. The thing with the Titans is that defense is just letting teams stick around. They went out and got Vic Beasley. They got Gross Matos. I think that defense should be just getting so many sacks, and they don't. And that's the problem. That defense is just letting the offense down. So I had them drop all the way to 13. I think I had them, top 10 last week? Yeah, I had them all the way up at 6 last week. But with that defense, I don't see them. I don't see them doing very well. The Patriots, I think if Cam runs that ball, busts it to the outside, Patriots win that game. But no, he tried to take it kind of up the middle, and he got stopped. DK Metcalf looked good that game. Tyler Lockett always catches everything, so the Patriots, I think with Cam Newton, they got a new refresher course on playing football. And Cam, I think, like I said, if Cam busts out to the outside, they win that game. Up next is what? 11, right? Yeah, 11. We have at 11 we're gonna put at 11. We're still gonna have the Steelers here at 11, right? Um, Claypool. I told y'all to watch out for that man. I told y'all to watch out for Chase. He caught his first touchdown. Granted, people say it was a push off, but hey, you know what? It got called against Gallup. It didn't get called against Claypool. Like, what can you do? But yeah, Claypool looks really good. Roethlisberger definitely is what that team needed to come back. And so yeah, so that's 11, right? So we're in top 10 now. This one kind of tears me up a little bit because they should really be these two should be flipped here, but I just think the Cowboys have a better offense, even though we just lost Chido Awuzie for a couple weeks. Our defense is terrible, but I mean, we could put up points on the board. Like I said, these two could switch here. These three could switch here at any time. I actually would prefer to put the Cowboys back here, right? But so yeah, we're gonna keep them 10 right now. I don't want to say because I'm a Cowboys fan, but I think my offense is really good, and I think they're only scratching the potential. We just need that defense to step up. But yeah, we have the Cowboys at 10. Could be 12, 13 easily. These three teams could be up here. Up next, we have I want to say, for some reason my shoulder hurts. Yeah, we're gonna put the Buccaneers at 9. Bucks looked good. Mike Evans looked good when he's not hurt. Fournette, oh man, if they can get Fournette the ball some more, I'm telling you, Leonard Fournette was a good back. He just couldn't do anything in Jacksonville because Jacksonville's Jacksonville, right? So if they can incorporate Leonard Fournette into this game more, then man, that team is going to be scary. Because it'll be basically kind of like the Cowboys. You have all these receiving weapons, and then you got Leonard Fournette running out the back. All Tom Brady has to do is make sure he doesn't throw interceptions, right? And that defense is scary too, man. Davis has that squad hunting. And so at 8, here's where it gets a little crazy for me because the Rams, they haven't lost yet. Somehow they're making this work. The out passes, all this stuff. Rams are looking good. That defense is nasty. I mean, you have Aaron Donald on it, Jalen Ramsey, Johnson. Like, oh, man, this team is going to be hell to play in the next, throughout the season. So we're at 7, right? That was 8. So at 7, we are going to put, truthfully, the Saints, man. That defense got scorched by the Raiders. And, I mean, that defense, like, people are blaming Breeze, saying he's showing his age. But, I mean, that defense didn't help him out at all. That defense let them run the ball over him, pass over him. I mean, Waller was looking like a damn first-round tight end or first-round receiver out there. But yeah, so I have the Saints fall all the way down to 7. So 6. Here is where it gets kind of crazy because this team would be top 5, but they lost so many people this week that the Niners fall out of top 5 content. There we go. There we go. They lost Bosa for the year. Mossert is injured. I think he's out for a couple weeks. Garoppolo looked dinged up. Kittle didn't even play last week. So this team is getting hit with the injury bug too. I still think they can still win because what's his name? McKinnick still ran really well. But we're gonna see. They need to get guys back. They need to stop. Guys need to stop getting hurt. Now we have the top 5, right? Now I have the Bills sneaking up in here in the top 5. Allen. That dude's out there throwing like Brett Favre, man. He's just slinging around. You got Diggs catching it. You got freaking Singletary. You got Moss. That defense is just playing lights out. I mean, granted, they struggled a little bit against Miami, but you know, they won. And they won, you know, pretty well. That defense kind of allowed Miami to stick around, but I do believe that the Bills are still top 5 this week. They might change. Who knows? Up next, we have... Oh, this one hurts. This one is probably the one I thought about the most in this list is the Packers. Where to put the Packers. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers is playing angry. He's so mad. Like, he is out there just embarrassing teams. And then with Aaron Jones out there, oh my god, Aaron Jones out there is doing this. It's like, you know, they're feeding off of each other, right? So I have the Packers at 4. The Seahawks, I have the Seahawks at 3. They beat the Patriots. Metcalf looks good. Like I said, they all look good. That running game looks good. And then what can you say? They have Russell Wilson. At the end of the day, there's one quarterback I could choose that's not Aaron Rodgers to win me a game. Is probably Russell Wilson, because I've seen this dude do some stuff, right? Up next, now here's where the controversy might come in. We have the Chiefs. I have the Chiefs at 2. I had them at 1 last week. They haven't lost a game, but watching them play the Chargers last week kind of scared me. They barely won in overtime, right? The kicker, dude, what do you do? Make 3 53-yarder, 53-plus yard field goals right at the end to win the game? I mean, I think one was an offsides. It got pushed back 5 yards, and then he kicked the 58er, which was then they tried to ice him, so then he came back and he kicked another 58er. It was crazy, man. The ending of that game was just wild, and I think if it was any other kicker than I think his name's Butker, they miss. But this man has ice in his veins, and they won because of it. But I don't know if that defense looked like it was struggling a little bit. They couldn't get to Herbert, and that offense definitely was looking a little tired playing against a bit of better defense than the Texans, you know. But for our number 1 team, we have the Ravens. The Ravens just look like the Ravens. They got a defense that's out there hunting. They got an offense. I mean, at some point in time, I think they can throw even Tucker into the receiving corps. You see that pass he caught where Lamar Jackson threw that out of bounds? He plucked it right out of the air. Yeah, Lamar Jackson is just. I think he's easily gonna win MVP again. And I'd be afraid if I'm going against Baltimore in the next few weeks, because like I said, that defense is nasty. That offense is just as good. And yeah, that's my list for week 3 power rankings. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions about it, or if you guys don't agree where your team is sitting, or if I got some stats wrong, you let me know. Make sure you guys leave them in the comments. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you guys get notified every time I upload a new video. You guys can also, if you can really please subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. We're trying to make something happen here, and it should be fun. It should be a great adventure. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I really appreciate it. Football's here. Even though teams are getting ravaged by injuries, it's just great to see football every weekend. But y'all be safe. Y'all take it easy. I love y'all. Peace.